Corporation.
Well on the Lenny Henry Show.
Lenny Henry Show. 2, 3,
I'm a thoroughbred jockey from the DJ stable, the king author of the chill turntable, beaming you the music at the speed of rhyme. I'm light years ahead of my time. Bouncing hard funk from a satellite, aliens body rocking all day and night. Somewhere between Mars and Mercury, you see a new star called Christianity.
I don't know, Claudette. Looks a bit full to me. But don't worry, there's still time for us to nip down the road and catch Predator 2.
Nice try, Delbert, but it's my turn, and I've already booked the ticket, so there's no escape.
Okay, so what's it all about then?
Well, this woman goes to work for these other two women, and then she cooks them a big meal.
So what happens in the other 119 minutes?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you by telling you what's on the menu.
I get it. She poisons them, right? Then when the cops come round to find out what happened to the two old ladies, Babette struts in with this big casserole dish guy, and they all start tucking into the evidence. Then this big toenail floats to the surface.
Delbert, this is not a horror movie. They eat good food, not each other. The housekeeper is not played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
At least with Predator 2, you don't need subtitles. The dialogue is the same in any language.
Want to see his birth certificate before lesson?
It's okay, it's PG rated. And he's accompanied by an adult.
Oi, knock it off, Pearl and Dean. Yeah, man, we've reserved a couple of tickets for Babette's Blood Feast, Part 1, The Carving.
Name?
Crucial FM, Brixton's premier window for news, views, and reviews.
What's that supposed to mean?
A word from me can make or break a film, not to mention a cinema. I could put you on the map or blow you right off it. They quote me on the posters. A stunningly spondicious film, Delbert Wilkins. A memorable tour de force, Delbert Wilkins.
Well, how about you're not getting any free seats, Giles Underwood? So, how do you wish to pay, credit card or check?
What's that supposed to mean?
It's an ancient tradition, darling. You wouldn't understand. It's called paying for things. Go on, get in there before you miss the cartoon.
Babette should have got a microwave guy. Then the film would be over in 5 minutes, and we'd be able to rush home and watch Carry On Up the Khyber on the telly.
When you want your dreams to come home to roost, give your life a turbo boost. It's the direct loan that don't cost much. Fast and easy with the personal touch. Turn on to turbo.
Get speed with turbo. Today's loan accountant for tomorrow's dreams. Turbo.
What a pack of porkies. Just break dance down to your local bank and we'll throw money at you. Last time I tried that, they sent the security guards after me.
Only because you were doing a Stevie Wonder impersonation at the cash point.
No, I was actually trying to hack into the Duke of Westminster's current account. But it did say, "Good morning, sir. What transaction would you like?" I thought it was worth a try.
You don't have to rob a bank to get money from it, you know. Now that you run your own radio station, there's a chance they might take you seriously.
Well, they have to take me seriously, Claudette. I don't close at 3:30 like they do. I'm a 24-hour-a-day operation. Check it out.
Yeah, this is Crucial FM going out live on 98.6 megahertz. That's right. We start at body heat and we just get hotter and hotter. Kick it!
You know what I mean, Claudette?
Delbert, the film's starting.
I know. And I've only put a 2-hour tape on, so we might have to leave Babette's feast before the pudding.
Shh! Party!
How do you feel about getting your first week's wages, Winston?
Unusual.
Delbert used to say that having a chauffeur was deductible, so he used to take my money away from me.
That's outrageous.
What is that you didn't think of it first? Now listen, do I make this payable to Winston someone or someone Winston?
No, it's all right. Just make it out to me, OK?
What I mean is, do you have a second name or are you like Sting and Madonna?
Oh.
No, you're more of a lassie, aren't you, Winston?
Alex.
I mean, he's a faithful friend. Loyal to his new boss, who values his talent, knows how to look after him, right? Yeah. Someone who's given him the chance to inject some dignity into his life.
So when does this new boss arrive, then?
My little Sue Blackie will have her little joke. Please, Julie, this is an upmarket establishment. Here, what do you think of this, Winston?
Bit stale in it, Alex.
Give luck us. Turn it on, Burke. It's a novelty radio. Souvenir of our previous existence as a restaurant.
Right, do you have one in the shape of a cockroach and all?
Delbert Wilkins asking, are you sitting comfortably? No! That's because you haven't been down to Easonal, the Brixton Sofa Bed Centre. Stocking the largest supply of foldaway mattresses outside of Her Majesty's prisons.
Try flicking the chili.
What's he doing with advertising? He's taking my business away.
No, they won't pay him for it, Alex. They'll just give him a new bed in exchange because he needs one for his flat. He scratches their backs, they cushion his.
How do you know he needs a bed? Have you been consulting with the enemy?
No.
Alex, you're a capitalist. You're supposed to welcome competition on the free market.
Please, Julie, don't use the word free. It hurts. Hang on, competitions. That's the way to pull in the punters. And we can give these away as prizes.
But if they're listening to the station, Alex, won't they have radios already?
You're right. So they don't need prizes. Perfect. Winston, you are a genius.
Just make that cheque payable to Winston Genius.
Come on, Pet, what is it? Well, come on, you can tell me. I won't laugh.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill?
It was my mum's idea. She said I looked like him when I was born.
Yeah, this is,
Crucial FM.
And for the last 25 minutes, you've been checking out the experimental sounds of Philip Glass. And a little tune entitled Endless Rotation and Thwacking Noise in A flat. It's so experimental, he hasn't even finished it yet, you know what I mean? And remember, you heard it first, live, direct and exclusive here on...
The Delbert Wilkins Show.
All right, that's enough of the white noise. Let's catch up with some black. Yeah! This is all Winston's fault. If he'd been here, this would never have happened.
Yeah, and the place wouldn't have been burgled either.
What are you talking about, Claudette?
Well, you're not trying to tell me this is furnished.
Of course it is. It's state of the art.
Oh, yeah, and I'm looking at a blank canvas.
No, you're not, you know. There's you, there's me, there is a sofa bed. We are talking the complete picture. There. And tomorrow I'll pull off another advertising skank and voila! An instant decaffeinated coffee table.
Oh, yeah, so how are you going to entice Winston back then, eh? Thanks for being my studio engineer, Winston. Let's see what I can give you from my advertising revenue. How about an onyx table lamp? And then what happens when the electricity man calls round, eh?
I could always give him a plug on my show. Claudette, you need to relax, you know what I mean? Let's get horizontal and talk about it. Body language style. Listen, man, I know what you're trying to say, but my system works. I don't need to get into bed with moneylenders.
Just as well, eh? It's from Easing Our Sofa Beds. Delbert, you don't get your mattress till you've given us another 5 advertisements. Look on this as an Ida down payment.
So, it's quite late. Will you stay? Winston.
Oh, sorry, Delbert. I thought it was students trying to kidnap me for a rag stunt.
A big ransom to set you free, Winston.
Oh, sorry, mate. I thought it was Delbert Wilkins.
It is big, Winston. I'm trying to be polite.
Why? What do you want?
I want my chauffeur back. Look! See? I'm a menace. You'd be doing the general public a great service, saving them from a massacre. And they'd be so relieved to get home safe and sound, they'd get down with a couple of hours of Crucial FM. That's why I need a studio engineer. A wicked one, Winston. That's it. You've done it. You've convinced me. You're qualified for the job. I accept.
Yeah, but I'm already getting paid for my full-time job, Delbert. Look.
Oh, Winston, you poor sap. They give you a piece of paper and you work for them. I mean, what can you do with that?
It's a cheque. You take it to the bank and they turn it into money. Unless it's you take it to the bank, they turn you over to the authorities.
Winston, I'm talking onyx table lamps.
Don't try and baffle me with slang. How much you offering? More than a pony or less than a monkey?
Look, I'm going down to the bank now to get some serious dosh. That's a donkey. How's that?
Why don't you wait until night time? You'll have a better chance when they're closed. You can wear a stocking over your head. Anyway, you can give me a lift down there. This I've got to see.
Oi, all you're going to see is my dust, my friend. Now eat it. Don't get too close, bro. They think we're planning a raid. So you saw the ad as well, did you?
Yes, a lot of garbage, wasn't it? Offensive to black people, too.
You know what I mean? I would never put a tacky sticker in the back of my Porsche. Now I suppose we're going to get shown the door by some stiff, balding assistant manager in a less than totally exciting suit.
I'm Gary, assistant manager, in charge of loans.
You know what I mean? Let's say yeah to the Youth Opportunity Scheme. You and I can do some serious business together, man.
Sorry, I've never been able to do that. I'm not what you'd call a Delbert Wilkins.
Oh, yeah? And what might that be, man?
Haven't you heard of him? He's some sort of style guru who cruises around in over-the-top flashy clothes. Bit of a sad character, really.
In what way, Gary?
Because he's the type who thinks life's about hanging out instead of getting on. He doesn't realize that life's passing him by. Not like you, sir.
Obviously not.
Well, shall we just cool breeze through some of these, Mr.
Wilkins. Delbert Wilkins. As in, bit of a sad character. You know what I mean?
Yes, well, let's see if I can make you happy, Mr. Wilkins, yes. So, you'd like to apply for one of our turbo loans?
Please.
I have to say it like that.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's where I'm one up on you, Junior. No one tells Delbert Wilkins what to say. All right, I'm expanding my business, taking on new staff and furniture.
Name, Delbert Wilkins. Age?
Well, let's just say that life hasn't quite passed me by yet. In fact, it enjoys my company so much, we still hang out together.
Sorry, that won't fit in the box. You need to give me your age before I give you the money.
29 3/4.
You were probably at school with my mother. Savings?
Well, I've got 2,000 albums, 500 singles, some CDs, don't forget to mention them.
Any collateral?
No, but I have got some Aswad. Looks like the cool breeze has blown me out. Listen, man, you can't fit Delbert Wilkins into a form. That's like trying to stuff Mike Tyson into a Reliant Robin. He'd do a hand signal and knock a bus off the road. Listen, man, I don't need you guys. I could probably get a government grant.
Hang on, Delbert. I haven't said no.
You'll be like the geezer who turned down the 5 Rude Boys.
Who are they?
Exactly, my band at school. What do you mean you haven't said no?
Well, we're not saying no to anyone at the moment. We're like Nigel Lawson. We're giving it away.
Well, it's a responsible attitude to money. Fill her up.
Well, there's still a couple of formalities.
Formalities? All right, then fill her up, please, Your Majesty.
Like a letter of reference from your previous employer?
Nah, he'd never give me one. The paper shop burnt down in 1969.
What do you reckon then, Alex? Tough, eh? They make Trivial Pursuit questions look pretty small.
It's not trivial if it cost me £500 in prize money, Winston. Thank you, Julie. Why did I have to hire someone with a conscience?
Do you want me to ask the listeners that one as well, Alex?
Yeah, this is a bit easy, isn't it? What's Madonna's real name? Someone's bound to know that. Ask them what her mother's name is instead. Her second name. Her mother's dog's second name.
No, it isn't that easy. I mean, I don't know what Madonna's real name is.
You what? Haven't you got a list of answers?
What do I need that for? The listeners are supposed to supply them. That's what a competition is, Alex.
So, if someone rings in and says Madonna's real name is Doris Wentworth, you're going to give her 10 quid, right?
Nah.
Thank God for that.
Because that's Sting's real name, isn't it?
Listen, Resume. Alex has sold all the advertising slots in your programme to a chain of cow pie fun pubs.
But Julie, I don't drink. I'm a Muslim.
Yeah, I know, and I bet they don't do halal steak pies either. So, why don't we tell the listeners how to claim the full housing benefits instead? Well, it's just the same, except one's got a crust and the other hasn't.
That Alex will kill me. Halal style.
No, he won't, man. He doesn't understand Urdu, and I bet the cow pie boys don't either.
Yo, Julie, what's happening? Wazim, kya ho rahe?
Acha Delbert?
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm trawling for jocks for Crucial FM. How do you feel about swimming into my net?
Delbert, if you're going to steal our stuff, would you mind doing it outside?
I'm sorry. Do you mind if I stick a card up on the job board?
You look as though you've been for a job yourself, Delbert.
You know what I mean? I've just been putting the finishing touches to a major league financial package.
Yeah. What, Delbert Wilkins, a monetarist, will have to get Winston to broadcast a news flash.
Ah, here's my saviour. The man who's gonna speed me on my way to prosperity. Alex, my friend.
Get out of here, you parasite.
Let me just rephrase that. Alex, my friend. How'd you feel about giving me a reference?
Sure. Try 52 degrees south, 10 degrees east. That should put you in the middle of the Mediterranean.
Cut the sweet talk, Alex.
Hey, Wazim, my friend. Has Julie mentioned cow pie pubs to you?
Yes.
I thought you could say something like, when you feel you could eat a horse, come down and have a cow pie.
OK, it's nearly time for our very first cash quiz. And that's with 2Ks, folks, where if you give the correct answer to one of these questions, or something which sounds right anyway, you can win yourself a crisp tenner. So, make sure your ears stay glued to...
Brixton Broadcasting.
That's right, Winston. Hit me where it hurts, right in the wallet.
Oh, don't worry, Pet.
What you do is...
Look, I'll give you a bank reference, a glowing one on headed notepaper for no charge.
Oh, thanks, Julie. I'm back in big business, yeah! Listen, man, don't worry. I'll do you a big favour. I won't forget my friends. I'll start off by taking this harmful waste off your hands.
Oh, Nyrex, watch it, no poaching. What are you going to do with all this money, anyway?
I'm going to invest it wisely, Julie. My portfolio is going to make the prices right look like a car boot sale. Come on down.
Would I lie to you? They're not gonna get me out on that limb again, am I? Would I lie to you?
Wine, please, Claudette. Now dinner table is complete without a drop of yuppie mouthwash.
What are you doing this for, Delbert? A radio version of Through the Keyhole?
Here we are in the exclusive luxury mansion of someone who is obviously a major mega media star.
Cobblers, Claudette. I'm not letting some geezer with a voice like an oil slick in through my keyhole. All right, this is more my kind of picture. Delbert's feast. Yeah, man, and over coffee and liqueurs, I'm going to be broadcasting live and direct from the dinner table, chat and sophisticated conversation, after hours with Delbert Wilkins and guest. Exhibit A. I'm going to send this to my Main Street bankman, show him the kind of lifestyle his loan's got to support. Out the way video.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, sweetheart. You might make him nervous. He thinks his money's going towards a radio station, not staging the ideal home exhibition in your front room.
What, you mean if I zap him with a photo album of blenders and microwaves and 4x4 Jeeps, he might not lend me the money?
You mean he hasn't lent you the money yet?
More or less.
Well, which?
Less. But don't worry, Claudette, there's no problem. I mean, he's getting a bargain. They threw this in for nothing at the place I bought the satellite dish. Yeah, this is Crucial FM's brand new hands-free facility. Means I can take down your request, broadcast it, and do a little light embroidery at the same time.
Talk some sense, Delbert. That's my request.
Hello, Rose.
Mum!
Never mind about hands-free. It's hands in pockets I'm worried about. You've been throwing money around, haven't you?
Claudette, this is fitted with a lie detector or a camera or something. Hide the goods, man, hide the goods.
I don't need no technology to know what you've been up to, Delbert. I got a call from your bank manager. Oh, a charming, responsible-sounding young man. He tells me you've been putting my property at risk.
Well, how does he know? I've never invited him to one of my parties.
Delbert, did you tell the bank your mum owned a house?
No. Told him I owned it.
Try and get it into his thick head that if he don't pay back that money, they'll confiscate my house.
Don't worry, Mum. I would never let him do that. I'll get a mortgage from the Building Society and buy it back off him.
Delbert, put the asparagus soup back in the tin. It's M&S. They'll take it back.
I'm so pleased you're still around to chaperone that boy, Claudette. And I know that I can trust you to make sure he doesn't spend any of that money.
All right, seconds out. Ding, ding, for this week's guide to cruciality. Coming to you guaranteed by the FT Index, the Dow Jones, the Howard Jones, the Tom Jones, and the Casey Jones, steaming down the railroad. Who are all these Jones geezers? And how come the Welsh have got such a stranglehold on Wall Street? I don't understand, but then I don't need to. You see, to get money, all you have to do is be yourself. You don't even have to dress as badly as Alan Wicker. Someone should tell him, shouldn't they? Yo, Alan, the cravat and the corduroy shoes. Nah, man. You see, I've sussed out, right, that banks have to lend you money. It's their job. Cows give milk, banks lend money. If you don't take the milk from the cow, it would explode. And who wants to be splattered with squidgy bits at Barclays Bank? Not me, guy. And also, when banks lend you money, they charge you interest, which is sort of like borrowing your mate's Fiat Panda and having to pay him back with a Jag. They can't lose! So next time you go into a bank, right, strut in there assertively. Remember, you're doing them a favour. Go right up to the counter and say, "Excuse me, my good man, I want to borrow £10,000, just so as you don't explode." Listen, you high street banks, if you didn't invest so much cash into advertisements, you'd be able to invest more in well-hard crucial projects like me. This has been a Delbert Wilkins Cash Cruciality.
Morning, Delbert.
Morning, Gary. I hope you noticed that I'm using a regular We Are Men of Commerce handshake. Last seen yesterday when I copped for my Jeep at Honest Fred's Autos, Stockwell Road.
Yes, we heard from Mr. Honest this morning.
Yeah, that's because I gave him your name in case he ever needed a soft touch of financial expertise.
Actually, the real reason he got in touch was to confirm your credit rating. I had to tell him it was bad.
Yep! Who's bad?
We got the calls from Dixon's, Habitat, and Ann Summers.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is, Gary. I went in, I went to buy a razor, and I liked it so much, I bought the whole company.
Well, you're going to have to give it back, together with the stereo system and the microwave oven.
What's the matter with charging it to my turbo?
That won't cover over £20,000 worth of goods you've committed yourself to buying. You're not to Mexico, Delbert.
Well, how much am I allowed to have, then?
200.
Well, at least I can secure my loan.
That's more like it.
I'll get a decent burglar alarm system so you guys can't take my stuff away.
That won't stop us, Delbert. There's no escape, 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 no escape.
Today's loan account for tomorrow's dream.
Wilkins, you are nicked.
interrupt this broadcast to bring you an urgent correction to an earlier statement regarding cruciality. What I actually meant to say was, don't have nothing to do with banks, man. Just say no to the bank that likes to say yes. Gob down the ear of the listening bank. Kick the black horse, because I'm telling you, man, the only way to get money in this country is to be born with it. You know what I mean? This is Crucial FM. Turning its back on business expansion and steaming ahead with privatization. Say ho! Say ho! Say ho! Say ho! Say ho! Pasadena style. I'm warning you, I've got a really vicious dog back here that just loves to sink its teeth into bum bailiffs. The reason you can't hear it growling is because it's so mean it ripped out its own vocal cords. You don't mind if I close my eyes while you take my children away from me, do you? Curtis, Sly, Aretha, don't cry.
Desperate if he's using kids as DJs. Watch it, Albert. Watch it, Albert.
Why don't you go right in, guys? Look at my eye. Could be stuck like this for life.
Music from the past, music for the young and old, music revelation.
Yeah, Winston and Wazim, the Flying W's. Circling the dying body of Crucial FM like a couple of vultures, man. Hovering over the desert of my career, waiting to carry off the tastiest morsels of my record collection, fighting over the skeleton of my turntable.
The word on the streets is, Delbert, you're in trouble.
Where are these talking streets, Wazim?
They're all the ones with the electrical shops in.
Oh, yeah? Well, that was just a brief hiatus, Winston.
Okay.
You'll have to wait till one of your listeners rings up before you find out the answer to that one.
As it happens, I've got a list of tomorrow's questions here. Look, if you did a bit of research, you might be able to earn yourself a bit of money.
How does a bee stop? Well, stop what? Buzzing? Making honey?
No. Come to a halt.
Well, I should think flying into a brick wall would do the trick, Winston.
See, now that was good for a tenner.
Winston, my life happens to be crumbling round my ears and you're giving me insect aggravation.
I thought I was giving you a chance to win a bit of money so you can pay my wages. Now that I'm going to come back and work for you again.
Yeah, we both want to come and work for Crucial FM.
Well, guys, I'm choked. I'm lost for words. Temporarily, of course.
Besides, Wazim's been given the sack by Alex.
No. Yeah, I slipped in this piece about public housing benefits when I should have been plugging the benefits of public housing.
How did Alex find out? He knows less about Urdu than I know about cash money.
Yeah, but the Cow Pie Fun Pubs just happens to be owned by an Asian businessman.
Well, that's capitalism for you, guy, you know what I mean? One door closes, another one slams in your face. Welcome to the friendly world of the worker bee. All right, you drones, don't just stand there. Wazim, take over at the microphone. Winston, get some jingles. And Winston, go make the tea. And Winston, it's good to have you back, Winston. Just like old times, man.
I hope you don't think I'm going to give up my show, Delbert.
Winston, how can you be so selfish, guy? You've already got a full-time day job being my posse.
But being paid for those 3 hours means I can do charity work. For you, Delbert.
Winston, let me just explain something to you, right? What about when I want to do my afternoon show? The Delbert Wilkins Road Show. Wilkins in Russia. Wilkins in Whitehall. Wilkins at Brixton DHSS. We have to clarify the wheel situation.
I think it's been clarified. Looks like the only place I'm going to be driving you is mad.
Yeah, well, that's where you're wrong. Because I put the old motor up for auction. Yeah, rock and roll memorabilia. Everyone's going to be there. We've got to get down to Sotheby's before Roger Daltrey or Sting buys it.
How do we get there?
Friendship's more important than money, Winston. Now, mush, mush. Show.